live from New York. It's a special edition Thursday. Ask an Engineer, new products, Circuit, Python, MicroPython,
What day is
Python
it?
on Hardware edition.
It's a special edition, but that's okay. We're here at the office. It's nice
Yeah.
and quiet. It's me, Lady Ada, with me is Mr. Lady Ada, on a bonus secondary edition of Ask an Engineer. Last night, we actually had 3 engineers on the show, and they were just so excited to tell you all about UF2 bootloaders and MakeCode, MakeCode Arcade. It was a jam-packed show, and I didn't want to have them stop because they were dropping some great knowledge. So go watch that, but then when you're done watching that hour-long love fest about some of the great open source software and hardware coming out of Microsoft. Really? Yeah, really. Come back here, and then we can continue with the rest of the show.
Okay. Well, we have a bunch of stuff that we're going to do
Yeah.
on the show, so it'll be similar, but not
Similar,
identical.
but like a slice of show.
Okay, on tonight's show, the code is PyCon 2019. PyCon's going on, so we figured why
We're not there, but everyone else is there.
Why not do a discount code? And also, we had some news from PyCon as well. Okay. People send us emails and more. We read these to our entire team every single Friday. This is Back to the Mailbag. We will read your emails to us. Python on Hardware. Look around on all the things going on. Python-y on Hardware E.
Python and hardware.
Yes. Time travel, look back in the world of makers, hackers, artists, engineers, current events, and more. Help wanted, jobs.adafruit.com. We've got a jobs board. It's free. It's for makers who want a job or for companies who want a cool maker to work for them. We have some 3D printing videos. We've got made in New York City, factory footage. Got new products. We'll answer your questions over on Discord, adafruit.it/Discord. Where we are almost up to 12,000, so that means this will have to get updated. Some top
We
secret
do have
at the
some
end.
top secrets,
We're going to
yeah.
give away something just because we're doing
Really?
this. Yeah, sure.
Oh, that's so sweet.
All that and more on, you guessed it, Ask an Engineer.
Oh, what's wonderful.
Okay.
Double the giveaways.
All right, so next up, just bill paying. That is the code, 10% off Adafruit store, all the way up to 11:59 p.m. tonight. On checkout, you get a few different things. Lady Ada will talk about them quick.
We do have some freebies real fast. $99 or more, you get a free Proto half-size breadboard. It's that white thing over there. Looks just like a half-size breadboard, so when you're done with your solderless breadboard, move your project over to this. This makes for great gifts, so even if you don't have a use for it, give it to another engineer you know, and they'll be like, this is cool. $149 or more, you get a free sew or iron-on badge. We have a big collection of badges, and we wanted to give some of these away. You'll get a different one with each order if you have an account. Otherwise, it'll be random. So if you make an account, that way you won't get the same one more than once. $199 or more, you'll get free UPS ground shipping. That's free continental shipping. UPS ground shipping in the continental United States. It's high quality, trackable, insured shipping. It'll actually get there when they say it's going to be there. And at $299 or more, you get a free Circuit Playground Espresso Premier learning platform built with sensors and LEDs. Works great with MakeCode, like we talked about last night, but you can also use Arduino IDE, CircuitPython. I think Rust is also available, Golang, and code.org CS discoveries and maker blocks and just a ton of stuff.
There's a bunch. Okay.
Free.
Yeah.
And you can use a discount code.
Shipping, UPS, Ground, USA, DHL, International, best way to go. And in the US, if you don't mind waiting a little bit, postal's an option. In New York City, before 11 a.m., if you check out, you might see a same-day delivery option. We deliver all over Manhattan, same day. All right. So last night we had some of the MakeCode team.
Yeah,
so
Kelly, James, and Tom. So it was a party.
Watch the whole thing, especially if you're into things like how is something like MakeCode built? Who can use it? What's the history of some of the things like TypeScript behind it? Where did the UF2 bootloader come from? What about MakeCode Arcade? What about future secret features from my classroom that I can show my students and be a hero? There's all that revealed and more.
Yes.
Okay. So team also talked about MakeCode Arcade, showed some games live, showed some secrets on how the game is actually stored.
Including down like assembly. They went down to the assembly code, and they showed how, the PNGs store the game, which is so adorable.
And then we talked about Cartoon Network. We've been doing some MakeCode projects with them and for some of the characters in Steven Universe and more, so a lot of you have seen that. So keep looking for that on the blog. Okay, Back to mailbag is here. So we read these, as I said, each week in our all-company meeting.
Yeah.
But we also read them to you.
It's big. Do you want me to read it?
Yeah, you can read it on the
Okay.
screen.
I have a screen now. Despite Adafruit being a techie company, I believe there will be a human that reads this. That's true. Lots, actually. And just wanted to say thanks for the prompt delivery of my Raspberry Pi. I was notified by email that the product shipped on Labor Day, despite the fair warning that it would be shipped on Tuesday. Needless to say, it was a huge boost to my confidence and appreciate your dedication to customer service.
Okay.
That's us delivering pies.
Yeah, so next up, it is time. We've got a lot of Python on
Choo-choo.
hardware news this week.
Late get train coming into the station.
Yeah. First up,
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, MicroPython. You're 6 years old.
yeah, so MicroPython is 6 years old. Happy birthday. April 29th, 2013, Damien wrote the first line of code in private before anyone knew about it, before it was even called MicroPython.
Very exciting.
September 17th, 2013, first code on a microcontroller and the very first prototype of the Pi board.
Yeah, which is now a Pi board D.
Yeah,
Even
little
more.
preview here. This is what the
Really?
Pi board D is now. We just got ours.
Geared up.
Just got ours, then we took some photos. October 2nd, 2013, registered micropython.org.
Important step.
Yeah. October 4th, a couple days later, first commit on is now the main repo. Late 2013, in December, source code up on GitHub.
Yay.
And June 21st, 2014, last of the Kickstarter rewards sent out for the first Kickstarter.
Which is very fast. I mean, it's basically
Yeah.
1 year from first line of code to all the Kickstarters being fulfilled. That's way better than some smartwatches I can think of.
And we have some of the previous Pi board in our store. Proceeds of the MicroPython badge goes to MicroPython. We also try to support MicroPython and Damien's company, Georgia Robotics, in a variety of ways. There's also a video, we link to that in the newsletter, and you can learn about, you guessed it, early days of MicroPython by Damien George. Okay, in other, because this was a very MicroPython-y themed newsletter
Okay, so
that we
this is
did.
a MicroPython ESP,
Yeah.
like a 7-segment display. With,
Using MicroPython.
with
Yep.
oh, it looks like he's using those hot glue gun sticks.
Yep. No, I thought this was really clever.
I love those glue guns. They're great little cheapy versions
works.
of fiber optics.
Okay.
It's
and
a
then,
Pew Pew game.
Yeah,
It's
this
3D
is
render.
a 3D, real-time 3D on the Pew Pew with MicroPython
a
ESP.
Wolfenstein 3D,
Yeah.
but Wolfenstein 64 pixels.
All right. Okay, moving on to some CircuitPython stuff. Congratulations, Sophie. Wearable tech projects from the makers of Hackspace magazine. This 164-page book, packed with projects for fashionable electronic enthusiasts, with more than 30 projects which will blink, flash, and spark joy in your life. If you want to use CircuitPython or something like MakeCode, this is the book for you. And Sophie has a ton of projects in it. You can use Adafruit stuff. There's also other hardware from other companies
And
too.
also the Gela has one.
Yep.
Or Gela, I don't know if it's a hard or soft G. But
Yep.
she's got projects in there as well, because I was flipping through and I was like, hey, I got her ears or her shoes, I think, were made in there.
Yeah.
So some really cool projects. And wearables have definitely gotten like super creative, and the sensors have gotten inexpensive.
It's a lot easier now.
You can do some pretty intense wearable projects, and
Yeah.
they're all really fun and creative.
Okay. Speaking of Hackspace magazine is giving away one of 5 Pi portals, and they have it in chunks where you sign up. The last time there was 1,618 entries, but I think each time it resets when they add more people and give one away.
Okay.
So check that out.
Free.
Probably noticing there was a lot of PyCon things, including the discount code.
PyCon happening now.
Special thanks to DigiKey. They were able to help us get thousands of the CircuitPython, DigiKey, Circuit Playground, Red, Circuit.
Did we actually get all
Python.
4 of them?
We got all
4,000
of them.
out?
Yeah, we got.
Did they really get out
we
there?
did.
Oh
and,
yeah, that's right. We boxed them up and we shipped them ourselves.
They're there, and I had a blog post that has some of those things. I'll probably save it for next week to show.
Yeah,
some
you
of the
had me
photos.
standing next to it as
Yeah.
proof of.
So everything made it out there. The teams are doing all sorts of stuff. If you're there now and you're watching the show or catching up, Maker Melissa is there, and this is the name badge. So this was
With a
made
Pi
by
badge, she
Maker
turned it
Melissa.
into a name badge.
And then look for Dan, Kattni, and Scott. I heard Scott's talk was already really good. They have workshops coming up. So this is PyCon 2019 happening right now. One of the biggest, if not the biggest, Python gathering worldwide every single year. Okay. CircuitPython.org we have some updates. One quick thing, if you go to circuitpython.org/Blinka, we're starting to put in the boards
Slowly.
that have Blinka support, so that's CircuitPython for Linux. Other little bits in news, if you go to your options on GitHub, you can now put a social preview image. We did that, and it does work. So now when we post a link to our GitHub for many of the CircuitPython properties or things we're working on, it has a nice little thumbnail. That's just
That is really nice.
That's a little trick.
Yeah.
I'd pass it along. We're in beta 4 release candidate for CircuitPython 4.0. So with that comes a boot sequence. Included that this week in our newsletter and blog posts. And then also the TI Python, which is CircuitPython running on the TI 83 calculators. It's getting high marks as supporting a lot of math. And the people who, of course, have these calculators like that. And that's one of the cool things about open source. We didn't know about CircuitPython on these calculators, but now we do. And we're looking forward to smuggling one out of France because they're not sold here in the US yet. I'm not kidding. Okay, Gameguino has a couple tutorials and more using
Yeah.
CircuitPython. You said they were really
There
good.
was two. There's two tutorials.
Yeah.
If you have a Gameguino, because it's a SAMD21 and that's a natively supported CircuitPython chip, you can. I think they have a downloadable binary that you can load it in, and it's going to be running CircuitPython. It's not an Express board, but maybe they use the SD card for storage of files. That would work. And then
Yeah.
they have a game. They have two games. They have a Pong game and a Snake game. So they're starting with the basics. But it's nice if you look at the code. It's so simple. I mean, like Python is an excellent language to learn gaming with because you have objects and it's not strictly typed, and it's just like it's very easy to get started compared to, in my opinion, Arduino, which C is much faster, but it's a lot tougher to get ease of programming. And of course, you get that automatic reload when you type.
Okay. Next up. Up to 155 libraries. Check those out. We've got the call for multi-language support. We have a lot of languages that are supported, but do check out our blog posts and our call for translation. And this isn't translation to other programming languages, other written, spoken human languages. And all of this is available on circuitpython.org. Just click the awesome link, and it'll render it in from our awesome-CircuitPython list. So that's everything in the world of Python on hardware this week.
Yay! Happy birthday, MicroPython.
Yeah, it's happening. Okay, time travel. A couple things this week. One, you got an award, Lady Ada.
I did.
You did. It's over here.
Do you want me to go grab it?
I'll
You
get
grab
it for you.
It's glass. It was for an event. I couldn't make it out, but
Yeah.
there was an event in
Here you go.
DC
I think you got
for
that one.
manufacturing.
Here you go. And I have a photo of it.
It's really heavy. It's a shoe.
Yeah, you got a Step Ahead Honorary Award
Step ahead.
for
It's
women in manufacturing.
Women in manufacturing. I'm a woman and I engineer and manufacture, so
Yeah,
that's
you got it.
sounds good to me.
Okay.
All right, I'll just leave this shoe here.
Yeah.
It's kind of heavy.
Yeah,
I
I'll-
won't knock it over.
I'll
I
move
knock
it.
things over all the time, but
I'll move it
this
over.
I think is okay because it
I'll-
weighs like
I'll
5
put-
pounds.
I'll put it back. And then the other thing that I did for time travel this week, because I wanted to highlight our jobs board, because we just added that video, played it I think the week before, jobs@adafruit.com. We have a video on how to use a jobs board, why you'd want to use jobs board, and then 3 more came in. So this week, Java developer full-time, this is Kite String Technical Services. By the hour tutorial, or tutor, for Arduino Mega and Adafruit 24 channel, TLC 5947, and then teacher opening at Latitude and XQ Super School, and that's in Oakland,
Maybe a
California.
Private school of some
So,
sort.
yeah.
All right, lots of opportunities for makers. You don't even have to have an engineering degree, which is like awesome. If you're just a maker, pick up a gig.
Okay, we're an open source hardware company. We have
It's
1,844 guides, Lady Ada. What's on the big board this week?
Well, now I got this
I'm gonna
big.
put this away.
Okay, why don't you put that away? We got from last week the 3D printed Keyblade kit for people who like to. Oh my goodness, I forget what's the name of that game. It was the Disney Final Fantasy game. I can't
don't
remember.
know.
Kingdom Hearts. If you got Kingdom Hearts, I guess the weapons are Keyblades. So this is a 3D printed kit with multiple parts that screw together for easy disassembly, and of course you can build it on smaller 3D printers too. And it's it's a non-electronic project because there's a lot of electronic-y projects coming up. We've got a Cartoon Network and MakeCode collab again with Aaron, who made a rose quartz shield umbrella. So this is we have a couple of umbrella projects, but they're really advanced. Usually you have to like cut these strips and solder them. We thought, let's do a project that doesn't require any soldering at all. It's just a craft project, and you can get one of those small clear umbrellas that you see people with, like little mini umbrellas. And you can spiral the alligator clip NeoPixels, and then you cover them with foam for diffusion. It's just a crafting project. And then when you spin it, the rose quartz shield translates from rose quartz to a different material, just like it spins and it activates. So you can also change it to different. If you like amethyst, and she doesn't have a shield, but let's say she did, you can make it purple. We got the color spinner camera ring light from Dana. This is a fun project. It's a ring light, and it's in MakeCode, but what's really cute is he made a little color picker using a ring that when you spin it, it uses the color detection built into the Circuit Playground Express and changes the color of the ring light. So it's like, how do you make a little user interface? Well, you spin the rings. It's a very analog-y, digitally project. This is by request from you. It's how to build your own Spark Station with QEMU and Solaris. We've had people who want to. We've done a lot of posts lately about retro computing, older operating systems. We did a project with this author, Drac, on how to install Next Step. And of course, the next thing is Solaris. Who did not go to school and just have to use Spark Stations? Well, at least I did. So this was a very nostalgic project. I kind of liked it. If you want, you can run on your Mac using QEMU. You don't even have to have like weird extra boot disks, and you don't have to blow away your computer.
Yep.
We're releasing some MakeCode hardware, some MakeCode arcade hardware, and so we're starting to do. We've done MakeCode minutes, but now we're doing guides on using MakeCode arcade. We're getting the basics done first. First up is the MakeCode arcade pixel art sprite. So this is a guide from JP just on sprite art. How to make different size sprites, how to draw them, like a very basic guide. And then you can start getting it moving in MakeCode Arcade. So you're going to have a character that you want, and maybe it's you, or maybe it's a friend, or maybe it's your pet. How do you draw that? And also techniques on dithering and different sizing. And also links to there's some free and some not so free software that can help you make your pixel art as well. Isaac W. Did a PyPortal project. He actually just wanted this because he wants to expand his vocabulary. So this PyPortal project goes to a word of the day. It's like a WordNick API, and it's a free API. You have to sign up ahead of time, but once you get your API key, you can have your PyPortal. Every day when you sit down at your desk, it'll give you a different word of the day. So you can, and it tells you the word in blue, the type of word, verb, noun, adjective, and then the definition. So you can, I don't know, like look over and maybe learn a new word. We've got a pair of guides, one from Melissa and one from Carter. CircuitPython display I/O setup for TFT featherwings, and CircuitPython display support using display I/O. If you've been using PyPortal or maybe Halloween and you've been wondering, like, there's this way that you use display I/O to display text and shapes and with all these fonts and graphics, and how do you actually do that? Display I/O is our CircuitPython graphics drawing library. It's optimized for gaming, but you can, of course, use it for any text and graphics. And it uses palletized graphics, so it doesn't use as much RAM as Arduino, and it's also much faster. So check those two guides out. The display support one is a very basic guide. Has example code, but also takes you through, like, what's a tile grid and what's a palette. And then you match that up with the display setup for Featherwings guide, and that will tell you how, if you don't have a PyPortal, if you have like a shield or a Featherwing, how you can plug it in and you can get started with display I/O. You'll want an M4 or an NRF52840 for these, though. They're pretty. It's a pretty intense library. You got a 3D printed dragon lamp from the Ruiz Brothers. We'll show the video, I think, shortly, right? The video.
We will.
Great. We have a short guide. If you are a sales tax exempt person, company, or business, or school, if you're wondering how do you get your account set as tax exempt, check that out. If you don't know what that is, don't worry about it. We just need some special forms. And from Davis Stells, we've got a multi-sensor IoT environmental sensor box using the new Metro M4 Airlift, or the Airlift breakout. How to make a sensor that does temperature, humidity, pressure, air quality, all in CircuitPython. All updating to Adafruit I/O. So it's a very intense, big project, but a lot of people want to do weather, data logging, or sensor IoT loggers. So just take the parts you want, even as GPS. Like, take the parts you want, cut out the parts you don't want, and you can make your own IoT data logger in CircuitPython. Likewise, Brent has been hard at work getting Adafruit IO working with Airlift on Arduino. It's been working in CircuitPython, now it's working in Arduino as well. So if you want to use our Airlift boards, the Metro M4 Airlift, or the PyPortal with Adafruit IO, it shows you how you can do that with our library. It's now compatible.
All right.
We got a lot of guides.
There's a bunch.
I know.
Be up to 2,000 soon. Okay, some made in New York City factory footage. Take it away, factory. Wouldn't be a main New York City factory footage segment without the pick and place, waking up or falling asleep to this
Very peaceful.
every single day. All right,
Sunrises, sunsets, we make things.
3D printing. Now, Pedro, have two videos. We're going to show the dragon lamp and then the belt pocket.
Okay, want to do those back to back?
Yep.
All right, take it away.
Hey, what's up folks? In this project, we're 3D printing a dragon lamp. This dragon was inspired by Game of Thrones and actually has the Night King writing on its back. It was designed by the 3Demon team, and it's a very detailed model with a high polygon count. It comes as a kit with different versions, and the flame is hollow and designed to fit over a light bulb. We're using the CircuitPython Express to light this up. With its onboard NeoPixel LEDs, you can make this look like a real flame. We split the model into smaller pieces so that we could 3D print them without any support material. You can change the colors or program your own animations with CircuitPython. The Learn Guide is a great place to start, and there's tons of example code for the CircuitPython Express. Links are in the description. The flame is printed in translucent filament to better diffuse the LEDs. A large brim helps keep the parts in place, so we definitely recommend it for getting good adhesion to the bed. We glued the parts together using superglue and a fine tip. This gives you finer control for those smaller pieces. We used a few pairs of helping hands to keep the parts in place while they dried. These have ball joints so you can position it in whatever orientation you need. With the wingspan at this scale, those helping hands really did help out on this one. You can power the Circuit Playground over USB, so you can plug it into the wall adapter or a USB hub. The flame has a little slit on the back for a USB cable. The Dragon's center of gravity works much like one of those balancing bird sculptures. The mouth has a little opening and it just fits over the tip of the flame, so you really don't have to glue it, so it's easy to take it off, but you wouldn't want it to fall off. We think this is a really nice model, and we hope to see folks use more lighting in their projects. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more projects from Adafruit.
And don't forget that every single Wednesday, which was yesterday in our regular timeline, is yeah,
Not this alternate universe.
that's right, is 3D Hangouts with Noam Pedro. You can learn how to make all of those things and then some. Okay, well, Lady Ada,
Yeah?
before you go into new products, don't forget the code is PyCon, PyCon 2019. It's the full code. Use it all the way up to midnight tonight to get 10% off in Adafruit store.
Okay. New, 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 new. Hi, birthday, MakeCode.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, we got
What's new
some
this week?
news. Okay, first up is this ribbon cable. It's a 16-pin IDC ribbon cable. Comes in Adafruit Black. We got these cables for a couple reasons. One, if using our GPIO expander bonnet, you can plug these in and then extend the GPIO out to wherever you like, which is really handy. It's also really good with our our RGB matrix bonnet, so I can show that real fast as well on the overhead. So yeah, if you have our GPIO matrix bonnet or hat, and you probably know that these are the standard connectors for RGB matrices. This is just 2 feet long, or sorry, it's 1 foot long. It's a little bit longer than the existing cable, and also if you just want to extend it or chain them together, we now just have these cables available for you. So very basic cable, but you know, if you need one, you need one. So now we have them.
Okay. Next up.
Next up, we have a stereo RCA jack. This is the same jack that fits into our I2S bonnet. You don't need it because it has a 3.5 millimeter out. But if you don't mind this chunky connector, you can solder it on, and it'll give you a stereo composite out, which might be handy. So we picked up 100 of these, and we put them in the store for you if you want them.
Yeah. If you're still doing stuff with VCRs, this is for you.
Well, yeah, some TVs still have composite.
That's right.
Like stereo systems.
Yeah.
It is a nice connector. Okay, next up we have some shorty stacking header kits for the Itsy Bitsy. We have male pins, so you can see them here, and they're a little shorter than normal. And here they are soldered into an Itsy Bitsy. You can see they go all the way around. You get all the pins, and then we also
It
have.
looks like some type of insect
No,
creature.
I have legs. And then we also have the matching socket header kit, which you can also solder in against. These are shorter than usual. These are shorty.
Yeah.
So they're good if you want to make a compact itsy bitsy connection, or you want to, because it is itsy, it's supposed to be small. If you want to stack something on top, this little header kit will make it really easy for you. It's a JST connector connected to a battery pack. We have some dual batteries packs. These are 2 AAA batteries with an on-off switch, and the on-off switch is really nice. And we also have a AA version, same JST connector, basically same battery pack, except it's 2 AA's, and again, it has an on-off switch.
Yeah.
So this
On-off switch is nice.
The on-off switch is nice, and this is specifically for people who have microbits, because a microbit, they specify only running off of 2 alkaline batteries. That's the battery pack that comes with, but that battery pack doesn't have an on-off switch. And so you're supposed to yank the JST out, but it can get stuck, or like kids are a little bit rough, it can whip out of the socket and you can damage the battery or possibly the microbit. So these are a little bit more expensive, but they have an on-off switch, so you just flick it off when you are done with the battery pack, and your microbit turns off. It can be used for other electronics as well, but we thought this would be particularly useful for microbit. And then the AA battery pack, of course, has 3 times as much current capability, capacity as the AAA. So if you need a microbit project to last a long time, or you want to just use AA batteries because they're maybe a little more common than AAA, you can go for this battery pack.
Okay. Next up.
We have the 3mm multi-LED pack. So these come 5 different colors with 5 LEDs per. So it's 25 pieces total. You get 5 red, 5 green, 5 yellow, 5 blue, 5 white. Shown here, they're diffused. A lot of schools and students were like, oh, I just want an assortment. So we now have an assortment. It's a couple bucks. And we have them in 3mm. We have them in 5mm. It's kind of classic. Shown here, you can see the 5mm diffused LEDs.
Yeah.
And we also have them in chunky 10mm. These are my favorite. They look like jelly beans. Don't eat them, but they're nice and chunky. And again, they have diffused, and the color of the body is the color of the LED. So it's very easy to use in your projects. And you get, for all these, you get 5 times 5 colors, 25 total.
Next up.
Plants. We have a 4-H clover kit. The clover kit comes with a bunch of seeds, and you plant them, and you water the peat moss, and you can grow your own clover. So this is kind of an introduction to, it's very young kids who've never planted anything before. This kit will let them experience what it's like to plant seeds, if you live in a city,
or
if you have a soil sensor
or
kit.
you're going to use a soil sensor kit and a 4-H edition of Circuit Playground Express.
Yeah.
So matchy.
Yeah, we'll have a kit soon.
Yeah, and 4-H site is selling Circuit Playgrounds now, so we thought we should start selling some potted plants.
Yeah.
Lady Ada's House of Electronics and potted plants.
Potted plants.
All right.
Next up, we have this JetBot NVIDIA kit. So if you have an NVIDIA Jetson Nano and you want to make the 3D printed robot kit that they have as a project on their site, this pack kind of gives you everything all together. I think we're out of a part or two, but when it's in stock, all in stock, we can buy it as a pack, and it's a little bit lower cost than getting the individual components.
And this is good if you're experimenting with things like Blinka to CircuitPython for Linux, because it runs on a Jetson. Okay.
Next up, we have this INA 260. This is a power sensor. It's kind of an update to the INA 219, which is very popular. It's designed by Brian Sedacious, who is an electrical engineer working with us. And this is up to plus or minus 26 volts, which is nice. Has the resistor built in and up to 15 amps of current. So it's like we put in a big chunky connector. So this is either high or low side power sensing, does voltage, current, power, built-in precision trimmed, I think 0.2 milliohm resistor. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's the resistor is built into it. So there's no external components that you have to worry about matching, and of course it's pre-trimmed for you. So it's kind of a nice upgrade to the 219. Can do high or low, of course. You can have up to 4 on one address. Otherwise, the code is very similar, and we have a library for it for both Arduino and CircuitPython.
Okay, and the star of the show tonight, besides community and you, Lady Ada, is
the PyBadge low cost. So this is coming soon. So you'll have to just be happy with these photos.
LC.
And maybe we'll have them in. So we'll show it more in detail next week as we're adding MakeCode support.
LC, so that means it's lower cost.
Lower cost. So this version of the PyBadge which we showed last week, does not have connectors on the back. So if you look on the back, there's no feather headers, there's no stemma connectors, there's no accelerometer.
Where'd they go? Well, that's savings.
That's
savings in your pocket.
It went into savings. There's no Molex connector frictional
Yeah.
speaker. It still has the battery charge and backup stuff. So you can charge the battery. It has all the buttons, has the on-off switch, has the reset switch, has the light sensor, has the screen and the buttons on the front. So you can use it with MakeCode Arcade or CircuitPython or Arduino, but to make it as low cost as possible, we wanted to make this very affordable. We dropped all the connectors, and then on the front, there's only one NeoPixel instead of 5. So, by cutting all that out, we were basically able to make it $25. So
A lot of
a low-cost badge.
electronic educational efforts get subsidies, and someone gives them a ton of money. We don't get that, so we have to figure out ways to make things as low cost as possible. But even with that, even without getting those type of things, we managed to do it.
Yes, and this is still a great learning platform for MakeCode Arcade, and it's low cost enough that I think you can get one for each student.
Yeah, and with that is
New products. Yay.
okay. Do a recap.
Yeah. Okay, we've got these 16-pin IDC cables, great for use with our GPIO bonnet or with our RG Matrix bonnet or Matrix hat. It's a standard IDC cable, 16 pins, Adafruit black. We have a dual RCA jack. This can be used with our stereo audio bonnet. If you don't want the 3.5 millimeter stereo output, you want composite output, you can solder this in. We have Shorty male header kit and also socket header kit for Itsy Bitsy, so you can on any of our Itsy Bitsy boards. If you want to make a compact stacking arrangement with some other board, this kit will get you going, and they're the nice Shorty ones, so you're very compact. We have 2 battery packs. We have a 2 times AAA battery pack with on-off switch, and also a AA dual battery pack. So you get about 3 volts output. Both have an on-off switch. We recommend these for microbit because they have an on-off switch. You don't have to unplug them when you want to turn your project off. And also the AA is current. You have assortment packs for LEDs. You get 5 LEDs times 5 colors for 25 total LEDs. We have them in 3 millimeter.
Compare and save.
Diffused.
Google around, compare. This is a good deal.
This is a good deal. 5 millimeter diffused, which is classic, and then the nice chunky 10 millimeter diffused. You get 5 red, 5 yellow, 5 green, 5 blue, and 5 white LEDs. So a great way to make your project glow up. We have from 4H this Clover kit. We'll be pairing these up with some sensors, of course, but if you would like to plant your own clovers, this is a really good project for a very young person, their first experience planting something. So even if you live in an apartment like ours, which gets almost no sunlight and has
my first
no garden.
terraforming project.
Yeah, your first moon base, check out the Clover kit. For the people with the NVIDIA Jetson Nano, we have a NVIDIA JetBot kit. It has everything you need other than the 3D printed parts and the Jetson Nano to build your own JetBot. The INA 260 power sensor is a high or low, plus or minus 26 volts, and then of course plus or minus 15 volt DC voltage current power sensor. It's a nice upgrade to the INA 219 we have because it has a built-in pre-trimmed resistor, and it's got code for Arduino and CircuitPython. And finally, coming soon, we have the PyBadge LC. This is a low-cost version of the PyBadge. We cut everything that wasn't essential, so it has no feather headers, no stemma connector, does not have accelerometer. It still has this M51, QSPI flash, buttons, only 1 NeoPixel on the front, has a speaker and speaker amp and battery charging on off switch. So all the very basic stuff. So if you want to use this with MakeCode Arcade and you want to be as low cost as possible, the PyBadge, or if you are holding an event and you want to get one for each person, the PyBadge. LC is where it's at.
Okay. All right, so don't forget that code.
PyCon 2019, 10% off everything
PyCon.
you just saw.
2019. Let's do some top secret.
Yeah.
All right, let's. What do you want to show? And
I
then
can
I'll
show this.
And then I'll show something. Okay.
So I'm wrapping up the PyGamer.
Yeah.
So if you like the PyBadge, you're gonna like the PyGamer. Has
You like that,
battery,
you're gonna
speaker, header sensor. You can see I'm like working on the audio section. SD card and headphone jack, an on-off switch, and I worked on the last 2 weekends on porting No Friendo to it. So you can play Nintendo games, and it even has audio. So, hold on. What's funny is that this screen is not 320 by 240. It's only 160 by 128. So if you're wondering, like, why is everything kind of like a little bit blurry? It's because I'm doing a 4:1 pixel downsampling. It's really hard to, you know what, the screen is slightly off, so it's kind of hard to play. But you can play games, and as long as you don't have text on them that's really detailed, you can still play them. So you can see it's kind of blurry because I'm sampling the 4 pixels and downsampling them. But it runs at full speed with audio, so it's kind of fun. You can play some old games and lose. So that's PyGamer.
All right, and then here's a video. This is some updates to our AR app, and this is a new feature. So when you hold up maybe all of our electronics, but at least one so far, because we got it working, hold up the Circuit Playground, and the Learn Guide and the video for it, it recognizes that's what the device is, and it puts these overlays, and then you can
So
watch.
creepy.
Then you can
Hey,
watch a
Lady
video.
Ada,
So
what are you up to?
Oh,
that's,
hey, Adabot.
from
I was just programming
Trevor,
my
who
Circuit Playground.
puts up our iOS
Playground?
development.
That sounds like fun. What can you do with it?
Okay.
You can do a
anything
lot with
else?
it. That's
Top
pretty
secret?
much my top secret.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, we had these.
We'll do a mini show and tell.
We'll do it. We'll do
All right,
it.
so if you're still here, go ahead and go to adafruit.it/discord, and we'll answer any questions. I'll look around in the other chats because I know it's a Thursday. It's a little different than
weird-
usual.
weird
Yeah.
day.
While the questions are coming in, why don't you show this other thing off?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So this
So-
it's not a top secret. Someone sent this to us because
It's a Feather
We do
compatible board.
feathers, and they're like, "Hey, can we put the feather logo and put compatible?" And we said, "Sure." And they
It's
did all the right
Sagita.
things, and yeah.
So it's an NR. It's a NR. Sorry, it's not an NR. It's ESP32 Wi-Fi plus an STM. Sorry, STM32F411, which seems to be a pretty popular STM. And then they also made a Gadgeteer wing. So I think this is for the .NET Gadgeteer stuff, which I'm not an expert at, but allows you to make portable, Wi-Fi IoT stuff. And I think it's all with .NET. And then these are not SWD connectors; these are for Gadgeteer connectors. So this is a pod connection system for use with Gadgeteer.
Okay, well that's our little show and tell item. But let's go to the questions that are in the.
Okay, I'll answer some questions.
Yeah, we had a few.
And then we'll get some food.
Yeah, it's almost
Yum.
food time. Well, we're gonna do a giveaway as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the questions. LTE Phonabase on the on the Sim7 X00.
I don't know. It's not out yet. Doesn't exist.
All right. Thrilled that there's so many adopting the Feather format. Yes.
Yay!
Feather format getting better. Yep. We're
Yes.
seeing lots of things.
Only better.
Next up, let me go over to the other one. This person couldn't get a Discord. Okay. Let's see here. Miss questions. No, you didn't miss the questions. It's question time.
Yay!
I think that is going to be it unless... Oh, when can we expect the Pi badge to be back in stock? It will be back in stock any day now because we got all
We're
the
making-
rest of the parts in.
Yeah, we're getting more
And
parts
we
in.
sell them really fast, so just sign up if it's out of
Sign
stock.
up and then sign up for the LC because the LC is going to be going into.
Yeah.
We're done making them. We just have to get them in the store. So those will definitely be in the store first because
Okay.
we have them. But sign up for both.
All right, and I think that was... That was it. Well, I will check back. So let's give something away.
Yeah.
That way we
Let's give away another Pi Badge LC.
Yeah.
I know I have at least one because I just saw a bin of them.
So because we'll see if anyone's around because one of
Yeah.
these nights is not as busy as other nights. So we'll see if that's one of the things. So what do you want to do for the rules?
Rules are if they've won. No, it's the same rules. If you've won something before, you can't win again. Only one per my lifetime. Even though
Okay.
it's still Ask an Engineer. It's just on Thursdays.
And what are they going to win?
They're going to win a Pi Badge LC. 3939.
They're going to win this.
Yes. You can win MakeCode Arcade. You can win it with Arduino.
Okay.
You can win CircuitPython.
So here's the phone number.
Call this number. I'm going to pick up and say, ahoy, ahoy. I want to ask you your name, where you're calling from, a project you're working on or you want to work on. If you answer those questions, we'll give you Pi Badge LC. That's all you got to do.
Yeah. Oh, and this, I'll put it. Oh, that was so fast.
Goes fast.
I really want. Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna pick it up. Ahoy, ahoy. Ahoy, ahoy.
Hello?
Hi, can you turn down
Ahoy.
your computer audio?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
You won.
Okay, you won. Congratulations. What's your name and where you calling from?
Duke from Arizona.
Okay, sorry, what was your name again?
Duke.
Duke. Hi, Duke from Arizona. Well, congratulations. You're the winner because you are able to call the phone number and answer those magical questions. All you have to do to claim your prize is email support@adafruit.com, SUPPORT @adafruit.com, and say, hey, I'm Duke from Arizona, and I won product number 3939, a Pi Badge LC, and they'll send that to you as soon as possible.
All right.
All right. Well, congratulations, Duke. What's a project you're working on or you want to work on?
Actually, my work has asked me to learn Python, so I've been just diving into Python right now.
Dude, you are in luck because the thing I'm sending you comes with Python already on it. So, after you make a video game and your work is like, well, what are you doing? You're playing video games. You'll be like, no. I learned Python and I'm writing video games in Python now, and check this out. So you're in perfect luck. Yeah, it's going to be great. So we'll send that out to you. Don't forget to email support@Adafruit. And good luck with your Pythoning. And if you build something cool, come by Show and Tell, and we'd love to see your Python project.
Thank you very much.
All right, have a
Bye,
great
Duke.
night.
You as well.
Bye.
Okay.
Duke, that's the most Arizona name, by the way.
Yeah.
Duke. Yeah, Duke. He's
Okay.
got a pickup truck.
He does.
He does.
We're picking up things in Arizona.
Well, you're in Arizona. You gotta
Rocks and stuff.
pick up things,
Okay, that's our show for
move
tonight.
stuff. Yeah.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
We'll be here next week, Wednesday, but it'll be a little different because
Ooh, it's gonna be special. We
it's
can't tell you why.
It's probably going to be a mobile edition. We'll see.
Yeah.
And
We're gonna be in the road.
Yeah,
We're
see
on the
how that
run.
goes. And then besides that, the show and tell may also be mobile as well. But anyways, thank you everybody in our community. Thank you all the Adafruit remote team members, all the Adafruit employees here in New York City, and thank you to all the customers out there. If you haven't already, get your cart loaded up. Put PyCon 2019 there, save 10%
Yay.
off when you check out. We'll be here next week in some way, shape, or form. Here is your moment of Zener.
Thanks, everybody.